Hey everyone, this is Josh with Josh Wright Piano TV. Today's episode is dealing with rhythms and awkward amounts of notes against another amount of notes. So, for example, 3 against 2 or 4 against 3 or 6 against 4, whatever it might be. You'll find a lot of those passages in Chopin. There's some in Ravel that I'm going to demonstrate today. You find them all over, really. You find them in classical sonatas as well. Like Beethoven, Mozart sonatas. And this is in response to Daniel. I hope that this can be of help today. So the most basic one that I think we come across the most is 2 against 3. So when you have in one beat, 1, 2, 3 in one hand, and then the other beat is 1, 2, 1. And so all over in Chopin nocturnes. So I'm just going to demonstrate with the E minor. I've demonstrated with this in previous videos. It's a pretty popular piece, which is why I demonstrate it. So right there. A lot of people do. I've seen students do that. I've even seen students stretch it out like this, which is horribly wrong, not even close. And so what we want to do is whenever you have 2 against 3, the first notes always come together. So, and then, okay, my left hand has the group of 3. So, if you think mathematically, what would come first? The second group of the group of 2 or the second note of the group of 3? It's the group of 3. So, it's going to go together, and then you take your first note, or your second note of the group of 3, and then you just alternate. I like, personally, to just say a little phrase. It helps me. I say together, in between. Together, in between. Just in that rhythm. So, together, in between. Together, in between. Because then it helps you, because together, in between, it's not that. You have to pause on the first note and then da, da, in order to have the rhythm flow, because we want a perfectly smooth triplet, and we want, which is incredibly easy to do by itself, but putting them together sometimes it's difficult. Make sure you pause on the first note. So I'm going to put it in context now. This time it's a 16th note. Okay, here's another passage. So, together, in between, together, in between, together. So I want to, I hope that makes sense. So, together, in between. And in is the first note of the group, the second note of the group of 3. B is the second note of the 8th notes of the group of 2, and then tween, so in between. Just remember, the second note of the group of 3 comes first. Together, in between, together. Okay, I just want to simplify something. A lot of people freak out when they see 6 against 4. Music's beautiful in the sense that it's just like math with fractions. So 6 against 4 would be 2 sets of 3 against 2. So you don't need to say, okay, how does 6 line up with 4? It's just 2 groups of 3 against 2. So that's nice. You can always simplify your fractions down to the lowest amount and then just divide them up like that. Probably one of the hardest rhythms to get good at is 4 against 3. This is really a confusing rhythm because it's not just alternating, like together, in between, together. It has a very specific rhythm to it. And in Ravel's Ondine, all these first little groups are 4 against 3. And that probably looks like it's really easy how I just did it. That took me forever to get. So there's a simple phrase. It sounds silly, but it is, come, Tommy, jump to me. So, come, Tommy, jump to me. And again, since we have more notes in the group of 4, the second note of the group of 4 comes first, and then you just alternate with saying that rhythm, because it's not just, that's not right. It's come, Tommy, jump to me. Come, Tommy, jump to me. The to me is after, or to me is quick, because they just keep stacking up closer and closer. For instance, this place in the Chopin Nocturne, Opus 27, number 2. See those last notes? Those are really tightly compacted because they start out broad and then they get closer and closer as they approach the end. So again, 4 against 3, say, come, Tommy, jump to me. Come, Tommy, jump to me. Ultimately, in full tempo, you're not going to hear the little things. You want to just have it smooth. And same with the left hand. And ultimately, you're bringing out that melody anyway. So 4 against 3, say, come, Tommy, jump to me. 3 against 2, say, together, in between. If you have something like 6 against 7, which is like this nocturne. Sorry. The spacing's a little more even at the first dum bum 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 bum. It's at the end it starts to get quicker and quicker. They start getting closer and closer. So any of you that are in really advanced repertoire that are having problems like 8 against 9 or 9 against 10, just something that doesn't line up at all, or can't be reduced down like we talked about fraction-wise, it starts a little bit more broad and then gets more and more compact as you get to the end. I hope that's been helpful. Just focus on the 2 against 3 and the 3 against 4, because those are the most common. Master those, and then when you do have a few instances of those really awkward amount of notes against another awkward amount of notes, just think about what I said in that last part. If anyone has questions about rhythms or any other question, I'd be happy to do a video on it. My email is josh@joshwrightpiano.com. I check my email every day, so feel free. I usually try and get back on the same day or the next day to any questions, so I'm happy to answer anything. Even if you don't want me to do a video on it, just shoot me an email. I'm happy to answer any question. I did just release my new CD, Gaspar. If you go to my website, all the tracks are playing some of the tracks are playing on the backgrounds of each page. My website's joshwrightpiano.com. So check that out, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.